Welcome to Football Focus. Hope you're all having a great day. Before we kick off, if you love football, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive in. Arsenal's £60 million Eze coup, Rodrygo's brutal rejection, and 5 shock exits. Arteta's Dream 11 emerges from Manchester United clash. When the Emirates Stadium lights flickered back on after a turbulent summer of ambition, failed pursuits, and ruthless exits, what stood at the center of the Arsenal universe was not chaos, but calm. Behind that calm was a vision, Mikel Arteta's vision, and leading that vision into the spotlight under the sharp gaze of a global fan base and the looming presence of Manchester United was a freshly transformed Arsenal squad. A squad led by the artistry of Eberici Eze, shadowed by the mist glamour of Rodrygo goes, and defined by the exits of 5 major players whose time had come to an unceremonious end. The summer had started not with a roar, but with a whisper. Arsenal had quietly been working behind closed doors, in corridors filled with more chalkboards than cameras, more ideas than rumors. But within weeks, the headlines wrote themselves. Eberici Eze, from South London's soul to North London's statement. Arsenal's £60 million move for Eberici Eze wasn't just a transfer, it was a manifesto. Arteta had long admired Eze's profile, his elegant ball control, the ghost-like glides past defenders, the confidence to take on any opponent. It was the kind of signing Arsenal hadn't made in years. Bold, homegrown, Premier League proven, and above all, unpredictable. Crystal Palace had fought hard to keep him. Steve Parish had called Eze irreplaceable in May. But when Arsenal activated key clauses and promised the player both creative freedom and Champions League football, resistance melted. Eze wanted more than Selhurst Park could offer. At London Colney, he was a revelation. Teammates spoke of his immediate click with Odegaard, the silent understanding he developed with Saka. But it was his training sessions with Victor Gyökeres that lit up Arteta's eyes. Arsenal's attack no longer flowed in predictable patterns, it now pulsed with chaos, fluidity, and genius. Arteta called it a new era of imagination. The fans called it magic. Rodrigo, the superstar that got away. While Eze was arriving with smiles, one story simmered with tension and disappointment. Arsenal's audacious attempt to lure Rodrigo from Real Madrid. With Kylian Mbappe's blockbuster arrival in Spain, Rodrigo's future looked clouded. Arsenal sensed an opportunity and launched a bold bid. Negotiations were real. Edu Gaspar even flew to Madrid to meet intermediaries. Personal terms were believed to be loosely agreed. The idea of Rodrigo playing off Gyökeres with Saka on the opposite flank would have sent chills through Premier League defenses. But it was not to be. Rodrigo, after long reflection, chose to stay and fight. "Madrid is where I was made," he said in a carefully worded post on social media. "I'm not done there yet." It was a respectful rejection, but one that stung. Not because Arsenal lacked quality, but because this was to be their global statement, their Neymar moment. Yet Arteta told reporters days later, "We move forward with those who believe, and those who are here believe." 5 exits that shaped a new identity. No Arsenal summer is complete with heartbreak, and this year it came in the form of 5 exits that reshaped the club's emotional core. Emile Smith-Rowe, once the crown jewel of Hale End, was allowed to leave on loan to Brighton. His injuries, his lack of rhythm, and Eze's arrival had pushed him down the ladder. But fans knew, if anyone deserved a fresh start, it was Emile. Kieran Tierney, the warrior, the fan favorite, had his goodbye wrapped in tears and tributes. Newcastle swooped in with a tempting offer and first-team guarantees. Arteta reluctantly let him go, admitting, "Karen gave everything, but sometimes paths must diverge." Fabio Vieira couldn't live up to expectations. Porto welcomed him back with open arms, and Arsenal recouped just enough to call it a smart exit. Eddie Nketiah found his place untenable with the arrival of Gyökeres. West Ham promised him starts, and he packed his boots for East London. And then came Thomas Partey. When fit, he had been a giant, but injuries mounted and Juventus came calling. It was perhaps the most strategic exit of all, clearing wagings and making room for new energy end. Arteta's Dream 11 versus Manchester United, a statement of power. As the matchday against Manchester United loomed, the Emirates Stadium crowd buzzed with anticipation. Not fear, not hope, but belief. In goal, David Raya stood tall, now Arsenal's undisputed number one after Aaron Ramsdale's quiet exit to Wolves. Ahead of him, the back four was stable, confident, and well-drilled. Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Oleksandr Zinchenko. Midfield, however, was the real masterpiece. Declan Rice played the anchor, the destroyer, the shield. Martin Odegaard, the captain, operated in his usual number 10 role, and next to them, gliding like smoke, was Eberechi Eze, the new number 8 with the soul of a number 10. Up front, Bukayo Saka tormented the right, Gabriel Jesus worked the channels from the left, and Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish goal machine, led the line. The bench included Jorginho, Leandro Trossard, Takehiro Tomiyasu, Kai Havertz, and teenage sensation Ethan Nwaneri, now regularly training with the first team. It was not just a starting 11, it was a declaration. The fans react, from doubt to devotion. For many Arsenal supporters, the summer was confusing. Some doubted the decision to let go of Smith Rowe and Tierney. Others questioned whether Eze was ready for this stage, but once they saw the ball move, the patterns form, and the energy surge through the team, the doubts melted. Social media buzzed with excitement. Fan channels exploded with optimism. "This is the best Arsenal squad since the Invincibles," one fan said in a viral clip, and I don't say that lightly. Arteta speaks. We are not done. Arteta, head of the Manchester United clash, gave a rare emotional press conference. He said, "This team is not just about football, it's about personality, responsibility, and ambition. We didn't get everyone we wanted, that's normal. But look at who we did get. Look at how they fit. Look at how they believe. That's what matters." He also hinted at future moves. The window's not closed. We may not be done. Conclusion. Arsenal's new chapter begins. Whether Arsenal beats Manchester United or not, the signs are clear. This is a club on a mission. The kind of mission that started when a Spanish manager took over in crisis, weathered storms, lost finals, missed titles, and still stood up stronger each season. Now, with Eberici Eze adding sparkle, Rodrygo's absence only fueling Honer, and 5 exits clearing the way, Arsenal's dream squad is ready to fight for more than just top 4. Thank you so much for watching our video. For all the latest football news and analysis, be sure to subscribe to the Football Focus YouTube channel and stay with us.